Hey everyone, Stephen from The Master Actor here. This week I want to talk to you guys about, does your character transform? So stories are about change, dynamics, transformation, which ultimately means that acting is about change. Acting is about transformation. So many times your character is going to go through a transformation. They're going to start in one place and they're going to end in another. So what are the forms of transformation? Typically, your character is going to undergo three types of transformation. The first type, they're going to start in a good place, or the dynamic we like to call heaven to hell. They're going to start in a positive place. Their life is working. Their life is really going great. Something comes along that drags them down into a dark place. A great example of this, I just recently rewatched Paul Schrader's film. It's called Hardcore, and it stars George C. Scott. And the film starts with George C. Scott living an idyllic life. He's a businessman, he's super religious, he has a daughter, his life is going extraordinarily well. Her daughter goes on a trip, and it turns out she goes missing, and she falls into the world of pornography in California. And he has to now go to this underworld to go and find his daughter. And in the process of doing that, this religious man has to start to get into the seedy underworld and to resort to violence and change his character in order to save his daughter. The second style of transformation that your character can undergo is when they start in a bad place. They start in a negative place, what we would call hell. And what happens is something comes along and it forces them to change their energy, to change their behavior, to change their belief structure, and leads them into a positive place, or heaven. Now, a great example of this is the film The Lost Weekend, and it stars Ray Milland. It's an older film that I recently watched. And when we first meet the leading character, Ray Milland's character, he is an alcoholic. He's saying that he's sober, but he's lying. He's lying to his brother. He's lying to his fiance. He's saying that he's sober, and he plans on staying sober. And really what's happening is he's actually getting drunk. And he goes through this series of deceit so that he can set himself up to have a weekend to himself so that he can get totally obliterated. And that kicks off this long, almost odyssey. It's almost a Greek tragedy of events where at the end of that, he comes out with a sincere desire to be different, to be sober, to change. The last style of transformation, which isn't really a transformation, is when your character is right and true from the beginning. And what happens is it's challenging for them to hold on to their true beliefs and stand up to them while they're being assaulted with external events and circumstances. A great example of this would be the film Saving Private Ryan. Tom Hanks, when we meet him, is his character is already in the right place. He knows what's right and true. He knows that taking the right actions to win the war is what it's all about. And he gets handed an assignment to find Private Ryan. And through great loss, he knows that his objective is right and true, and that he has to stay the course even though his men are being killed. And he's able to stay the course throughout all of these horrific events that are finding him, even though it costs him his life. So a powerful thing and an important technique that you want to do as an actor is when you're going through the given circumstances of your play or script, you're asking yourself, does my character go through a transformation? And if so, how? Because that's going to give you a huge insight into, one, how to prepare your character from the beginning, the middle, and the end. And if you know, leading, that your character is going to go through this arc from the beginning of the script to the end, it's going to give you huge insights and huge ability to prepare properly to ensure that that makes emotional sense as your character is moving. And it's also going to give you insight on your scene-to-scene construction, because if you know your character starts here and ends there, you can build that dynamic, you can build that change into your character's psyche as they're moving from scene to scene to scene until they ultimately arrive at that new place. So I hope you guys are well. I hope your creative journey is going amazing. If you're interested in the Master Actor program, just go to themasteractor.com. It has all the details about the program. Please know that the first lesson is always free. I want to really ensure that this resonates with you guys, that it's something that's going to work for you, because I really created this program to instill and empower actors with clarity and confidence so they can really do their best work. I hope you're well, and I'll talk to you guys next week.